Hey everybody, this is Gary here at the Paperless Agent. Wanted to let you know we're going to get started in about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. But in the meantime, head on over to the chat section. Let us know where you're calling from. Chris and I are always curious as to where the attendees of our master classes are calling in from. So like I said, head on over to the chat section there. Let us know that you know how to use the chat section and let us know where you're calling in from. And we'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, welcome everybody. We're going to get started here in a couple of minutes. We've got Valerie from LA, Chrissy from Toronto, Richard from Palm Springs. We have Toronto again, Jill in Texas. Jill, where in Texas? It's a big state here. Lucilla from Mississauga.
I've been there.
Yeah, we've been there. We did a conference there. Ontario, Seattle, El Paso. Welcome, El Paso. Ottawa. I was just in El Paso doing a conference. Denver, sunny Toronto and 74. Woo, send that sun down here. Houston, Diane from Seattle, another one from LA, Houston. Oh, cool. All right, so this is awesome. You know how to use this system. We do want to make sure that you know how to use this system, but Chris and I are also very curious as to where you're calling from. So we're going to get started here in just a second. In the meantime, let us know where you're calling in from.
Hey, Gary, how about we also throw another little tidbit into what they're going to enter into the chat section today.
What's that, Chris?
Well, I'd be curious to know what the one thing is everyone would like to take away from their time with us now. We're going to talk about some real estate marketing campaigns and real estate sales campaigns, ultimately to help everyone generate more right now type of business. But you know, even though we've got a presentation prepared and we know what we're going to be talking about, I'm curious to see and to hear what everyone would like to take away. And perhaps we can modify and customize today's presentation of information to tailor everyone who's here. So if you guys want to just let us know, hey, what's the one thing you'd like to take away from today's session? Enter it in the chat section, and that'll let Gary and I know. We are reading that chat section pretty frequently throughout this, so you can tell us how nice and awesome we are and how handsome Gary is. But, you know, if you say mean stuff in there, remember, that's going to hurt our feelings
That hurts
too.
our feelings.
You know, we're it's not like we're built of steel or iron and our feelings won't get hurt. A lot of times those people say, you know, you guys just look too buff or something. That could hurt the person's feelings, you know?
All right, so Brian wants to talk about listing leads. Jill wants to talk about listing leads. Sue's looking for a good CRM. Kimberly is scoring listing leads. So we got a lot of people increasing their database, says Valerie. Tony said lead generation and conversion. Okay, so with that, Chris, as they're continuing to do this, why don't we share with everybody what's going to happen over the next hour to 90 minutes?
Yes.
How they can participate.
Yes.
And what they can expect.
Well, Gary, we're going to talk about 4 specific campaigns. These I've entitled summertime campaigns. I mean, in theory, you could do this any time of year, but I find that now is a unique time in the real estate season for us. And by the way, we're in the real estate business, so we understand that now is a very good time. This is when things are starting to get hot. Things are starting to warm up and heat up, especially here in Austin anyway. In fact, Gary's going to be he's going to be showing a duplex just later this afternoon. So we know things are getting hot out there. But here's the thing. Couldn't they get a little hotter? Meaning like
let's turn that up a little bit more.
Why not take advantage of this time of year? Because the more work that we do right now, the higher our peak is going to be. You all know the seasonality of the real estate business. Well, here's the thing. You kick it up right now, your peak is higher, which means you make more money during the time that you would have made money.
But here's the other thing, Chris. Every single one of these campaigns lasts through summer and will carry you into fall, winter, and next spring.
And that's the thing is most of us are starting to heat up, and all of a sudden we're going to forget about the fact that fall and winter is coming. Whatever, isn't that show, Winter is Coming? Anyway, so most of us are going to forget right now while it's busy that winter will be coming. So we got to do these types of activities even while it is warming up so that we can sustain ourselves through the winter months. So anyway, we're going to talk about that for about 59 minutes now that we're going to be talking about what we're going to talk about. And then we're going to end that. We're going to talk about tools and resources available for you to be able to implement these campaigns. And then we're going to cover Q&A, in which we hope to answer your specific questions that you encounter during this presentation. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Enter the questions as they enter into your mind. We might answer some of them real time during the presentation, and we find that it's super relevant. But for most of them, we will wait to the end of the presentation. So stay tuned if you enter a question, and then we'll get to it. Awesome. And with that, Gary, I wanted to do one thing here. While you guys I'm going to introduce who we are in just a moment, but a lot of you are going to be like, I don't want to listen to that. So go ahead and go to Instagram and follow us at The Paperless Agent while we take a moment to introduce ourselves, because some of you might be wondering, who are these guys?
And I'm going to introduce you first.
All right.
I'm doing this backwards today. This guy right here is Chris Scott. Chris is a digital marketing expert. In fact, he's been marketing real estate for real estate agents for 19 years. So everything you're going to learn today about how to market and brand yourself is coming from 19 years of experience. And in fact, he started his career working side by side with Brian Buffini. You worked with him for 11 years, and you were the head of the consumer marketing division.
Yes, 11 good years, which taught me a lot about how to market to customers and how to market to the sphere of influence, and a lot of good time spent there.
Yes, and that we're going to draw on a lot of that experience. In addition to that, after that, he ran the sales and marketing division for an Inc. 500 winning company. In fact, you guys won that award 2 years in a row, which is an enormous accomplishment. Nice little addition to the resume. And then now he's my partner here at The Paperless Agent, and he does all of the marketing for our real estate brokerage as well. And right now he's managing pages with well over 200,000 fans and currently generating over not 4,000, but 6,000 leads a month. And I say all of this not to like brag on him, but to let you know that the individual you're learning from today is the brightest that you're going to find in digital marketing right now.
Well, I wouldn't say brightest. I mean, I'm standing next to like a spotlight right here. So whatever. Let me take a moment to introduce Gary Kreth. Gary is our sales and business development expert. You have 21 years of top producing real estate sales experience. In fact, at the peak of your career, you still sell real estate, and everyone, you should know that Gary's still in the trenches. But at the peak of his career, when he was selling the most real estate, he was going on 6 listing appointments a week. Yeah. Can you get that, guys? 6 listing appointments a week. So Gary did that year after year, and that's where he really fine-tuned his craft. And we're going to be extracting a lot of Gary's experience as we understand how to best generate business, best generate listing leads, any kind of leads for that matter, because Gary was in it, doing it, and still continues to do it this day. Now, Gary's work in the field got us recognized by none other than Apple Computer. They flew Gary out. They had him do case studies, and they featured our firm as a case study on the Apple website, which is still available there today. But Gary is he's the quintessential real estate entrepreneur. He's a commercial and residential real estate investor. He's even a real estate tech advisor investor. And here's what we want to do, guys. We want to be able to pull as much of his real world in the trenches knowledge out for you to be able to say, that campaign, I want to use it. Gary, what's the best way to do this? And so that's what we're going to be learning, who we're going to be learning from today, in addition to myself. And with that, we're just going to get started. Gary, we're going to share with everybody 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 yep. Campaigns today. 4 specific campaigns to generate business. But these are uncommon.
They are very uncommon. And that's, as we go into this, remember, everything you're going to learn from us today is uncommon. But also, Chris, uncommon makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Truth be told, no one wants to be told something they already know, right? And we're the same way. Like, tell us something we don't know. So we're going to share with you 4 campaigns that they're different. They're going to make you feel uncomfortable. But that's why you're here.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
why you're here. You're here to learn something. But the thing that, Gary, you were sharing with me is that usually when we see something that is different, uncommon, like the campaigns that we're about to share, is that our tendency, because it's unknown, is our tendency might be to pick them apart and find a reason not to do them.
Exactly. And so this is what we need you to do. Come into this with an open mind, listen, learn, and understand everything that we're sharing with you. We have vetted, we use ourselves. They are 100% legal.
And our clients are using them too.
And our clients are using them too at the Paperless Agent. So
with that, I think you said a great word there, mindset.
Yes.
The mindset we have to have. Remember, you're entering into about a 60-minute phase of education. Mindset's crucial because mindset's going to allow you to open your mind and your heart to the instruction or shut it off. So open your mindset. Let's dive in with the first campaign. The first campaign is to work with builders. Right.
Yes. Now, so many people say, yeah, I work with builders all the time. I represent buyers and I take them to new homes.
Well, there are 3 distinct opportunities in working with builders. And I'm going to give you those 3 distinct opportunities. And I'm going to show you a tool and resource for you to be able to work with more builders in just a moment. But it is really important to note that there's a boatload of homes that sell that are new homes, right?
Yep.
And Gary, is listing inventory easy to come by these days?
It's not. It's it is a tight market. And so what we need to do is we've really got to find uncommon, unusual ways to generate listing leads. I mean, somebody said, gosh, you know what? I want, I want quality listing leads. I don't remember who said that. I think it was Kelly or something like that. Yeah. I want quality leads, not just volume. And absolutely, we want quality leads.
Well, here's the thing. In working with builders, I'm going to share with everybody the 3 distinct opportunities because you might be familiar with one of these opportunities, but it's important to know that this represents inventory.
Yes.
What does inventory bring?
Oh, well, inventory brings buyers.
It brings business,
yeah.
Right? Because that's where there's transactions to be closed. So, Gary, the first time we ever trained on working with home builders, it became apparent to me that there was people would say, oh, yeah, I've tried that or I've done this. But I wanted to open it up to the 3 distinct ways in which people can work with home builders.
Sure.
And I know you've worked with them in all of these capacities
right.
over your career. I think I've only worked with it in one capacity in my own career. But why don't you explain to everybody the 3 different ways?
Well, sure. The number one is the very most common way that we're all very clear about, and that is help represent buyers to purchase builders' homes. That's a no-brainer.
Right.
Like that, we all got that. I'm not going to belabor that. We know how to do that.
Yep.
Number 2 is help builders' buyers sell their homes so that they can buy the new home.
Ooh, now this is a step up, right?
This is a step up, and this is very uncommon. And this is where building relationships with builder representatives or the builders themselves is critical. So you build a relationship with the builder's rep or the builders themselves, and you just let them know, say, hey, you know, I know from time to time you have buyers who come in, they write a contract to purchase your home, and then you find out they have a house to sell.
Right.
Well, as a builder, isn't it critical for you to make sure that they sell their house on time and for the amount of money that they need to get out of that in order to put down as a down payment for your home? Then the builder's like, yep, absolutely. In fact, we've experienced breakdowns where home buyers come in and they haven't sold their old house, and then the contract falls apart because they can't sell their house.
Gotcha.
And I said, well, we have a track record of making sure that we help your buyers sell their existing homes so that they can make sure that they buy your house. So, you know, anytime you come across somebody who's interested in buying one of your homes but has a house to sell, would you be open to referring them to me?
Well, Gary, isn't this where we need to show them the results that we get and
yes.
how we go about getting those
Absolutely.
results?
Yes.
Right. So because for the, you know, let's say you first start that conversation in that builder's representative's mind or in that person's mind, what's going to happen is they might think, well, aren't all you real estate agents the same?
They might think that, but the reality is that we are not all the same, but we have to show them that we're not the same. And we're going to talk about how we do that in just a second.
Okay.
A little foreshadowing there.
Right. And then the third one is?
Yep. The third one is help builders market and sell their homes to prospective buyers. So you essentially become a listing agent for a builder or a developer. And most people will have, most realtors watching this are going to have objections to this.
Why?
Well, they'll say, well, the builder's a realtor. or the builder has a realtor working for them, or they have sales reps working for them. To which I say, yes. But let me ask you this question. Why wouldn't you ask them for an opportunity to market their next home? And in fact, you can very gradually get into the fee discussion. And in fact, yeah, I've done this before, Chris. I'll go to a builder and I'll say, you know what? I'd love to market your next house. And they say, oh, well, you know, I'm a broker, or my spouse is a realtor, or, you know, I already have a realtor. I say, hey, no problem. I'm not looking to take away the business that they're currently representing. What I'm asking is an opportunity to show you how well we outperform the market. And in fact, in order to do this, I'm willing to earn your business by doing it for no commission to me.
Oh, wow.
I'll do it for free.
Wow.
You know what this is called, Chris?
This is called business development.
It is business development. And realtors, I think, say, oh, you just discounted your commission. You're a discount broker. I'm like, no, no, no. This is business development.
Well, a builder represents, you know, essentially an ongoing source of inventory if you are the person they want to work with. In fact, what we've done is we've put together a tool, a presentation tool to outline the benefits and show that builder what we do differently. Essentially, think of this as a listing presentation for builders. Now, one of the reasons why we put this together is one of our clients was, you know, we were consulting with one of our clients, and his name is Ted Williams, and he was going down to meet with a builder, and he was like, give me everything. What do I say? What do I do? I got a big opportunity here. And we started coaching him through, this is what you want to say, this is what you want to do. And he said, that sounds great. Do you have a presentation I can use to remember all of that?
At which point it was like,
well, in fact, let me put something together for you. And so we put together this tool to outline the builder program. Like I said, think of this as a listing presentation for working with a home builder, because we really have to let them know that we're not all the same, right? Because, you know, just like when, Gary, you oftentimes mention differentiation.
Differentiation is a huge word when we're working with any sellers or any builders, because we've got to show them how different we are from the competition. And because, and here's why. Why would they hire me if I'm like every other realtor out there?
Well, only if you were the lowest cost, which you probably won't be, right?
I'm not going to be the lowest cost, except for maybe on the first transaction. Right. But we have to differentiate ourselves by showing them how different we are. And one great way to bring that up is to show them what the typical market does.
Gotcha. So, you know, we explain in that part of that conversation, you want to explain to them, this is what most people do, but then you have to quickly show them what this is what I'm going to do for you. Right?
And so, yeah, if this is your first time to be watching this masterclass and learning about how we work with home builders, one thing that you'll probably take notice of here is that this is not 100% different from what my typical marketing proposal or listing presentation is. This is just a listing presentation customized to take care of the concerns of that builder.
Right. So in this presentation, you see that we want to explain to the builder that, hey, we've got 2 different marketing campaigns that we're going to run for a single listing. We're actually going to promote your project, or maybe your development, or maybe the set of products that you have. But we're also going to promote that individual unit as well. Because as a builder, and one of the things that I learned in talking to builders is they care very much about the brand. Or the project.
Oh, that's huge.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that most agents are not thinking about, the builder's brand.
Yes. And so, and if you actually look at this, what are builders great at doing?
Building homes.
Are they marketers?
Not
Are
really.
they branders? No. And in fact, that's our job, to bring forth the fact that we're also going to help you build your brand so that you can expand and sell more homes.
Most of them will have a brand ethic, right? A lot of the builders that I've talked to, and I'm sure as you as well, Gary, they have an ethic, or like a value, brand values, brand promises, meaning that, hey, you know, this is the type of product that we want to produce. It might be a certain style, it might be a certain craftsmanship, it might be to a certain market, right? But one of the things that they're oftentimes not that good at is the marketing of that, right? Because they think marketing is like putting it on a billboard near the neighborhood. Like, okay, yeah, I mean, that helps people find the home that if they were looking for it. There's probably cheaper ways to have done that than getting a billboard next to where the neighborhood is. People have maps. So we want to show them the types of things that we're going to do. So we show actual examples of the campaigns, and we produce screenshots and show them not only are we going to market the property or your brand and the unit, but we're also going to run a bunch of different ad placements.
Yes, absolutely. So reminding them of where home buyers are, where they're starting their home search. By the way, it's all online right now. Facebook and Instagram are very, very powerful places to start advertising, and bring forth how you're going to market their homes in an uncommon manner. In fact, here's a little tip. If you really want to impress the home builder, take photos that they've already taken that may be in the MLS or from their website, and just overlay them on these ads and make it look like you've already created ads for them.
And here's the thing. I would actually produce ads, not just regular social media stuff. They know how to post stuff on social media.
Right.
So I want to show them that we're going to run advertisements, right? So you might say, oh gosh, how can I afford to do that? Well, you might charge just instead of doing like a commission, you might just do a marketing fee, a flat marketing fee based on the cost of doing
it. You just pass the cost through to the builder.
Right. So whether it be marketing on Instagram, on Google, on YouTube, on Facebook, all of these are examples of the different marketing tools and technologies that we're going to utilize to market their product. Everything from pay-per-click advertising to Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google AdWords, online video, YouTube ads, drone captured aerial video, website marketing, and search engine optimization. I mean, here's the thing. We want to throw the kitchen sink at it.
Throw everything.
Because here's what I know. Let's say we just do some of these things, it's more than what they're doing, or more than the person they're probably working with is doing, for sure.
Absolutely. And they probably don't even have a handle on what they're doing. Like most home builders will, if they're a broker or their spouse is a broker or a friend is, they're just expecting them to put it in the MLS.
Right.
And what they need to understand is that doesn't cut it when they're working at building and expanding their brand.
Yeah. And of course, in here, we got to talk about the difference that we represent over the market, letting them know working with us versus working with the averages. We want to let them know that there's other people that we've worked with in a similar situation and in a similar capacity.
I want to handle one objection that I know is coming from our viewers.
What's that? What if I don't never work with them?
I've never worked with a builder before.
Well, goodness. What do we do, Gary?
Well, you go to your broker and you find out what builders they've worked with. Because somebody in the brokerage has worked with them. And so you're promoting your brokerage, not just yourself.
Gotcha. So, of course, make it easy to contact you. And that's it. I mean, it's not like you're going to just send this to them. You're using this to guide the conversation. But an important point on why you would use a tool like this is to show them. You could say, I'll run advertisements. Mm-hmm. That's saying it's one thing. Showing them the advertisements you run, that is a higher quality way of communicating what you're going to do for them, right? Yeah. You always say, Gary, that a master salesperson never tells anybody anything that they can show them. Let me restate that. A master salesperson never tells anybody anything that they can show them, because it's so much more powerful to show somebody what you're going to do than to tell them. Gotcha. And so showing these ads and showing these placements is more powerful than just saying, here's all the stuff that we do. Heck, you might even take the time to print out a marketing plan that you're going to use, a property marketing plan that you're going to use to be able to show them. Now, Gary, we've been spending time talking about builders, but I want to quickly move on. And I'm sure we've got questions, but I want to table these because we spent a little bit more time talking about the builder one because I got excited about it. I think you got excited about it, but we got to move on to the next campaign because we still have 3 more campaigns to talk about.
Which is a great reminder. As questions come up that you want us to answer, make sure you post them in the chat section because we're going to do Q&A after this presentation.
All right. So this next campaign produces a bunch of controversy every time we bring it out, Gary.
Yes, and this is where I need you to come into this with an open mind. Don't worry about the specific language. Understand that Chris has researched this ad nauseum as to the legality of this. We are not giving anybody any money or any gifts for referrals. This is a referral contest.
Yes, you might think of it as a tag a friend contest. Right. So I think it's important to note that, yes, we understand that there's legalities to doing things and doing them correctly. And the last thing that we would want to do is to breach those RESPA rules. Right. So I'm going to share with you a type of campaign that is not designed. The purpose of this campaign is not to do a giveaway. It's going to look like that. And the reason it's so powerful is that it appears that way to the people who are seeing it. The only reason you do this campaign is that it buys you 2 to 3 additional communications with your sphere of influence that you otherwise could not have done.
Yes.
Right now, your sphere of influence in and expanding your sphere of influence is and will likely continue to be for a very, 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 very long time, as long as you and I and all of us are alive, to be the number one, the largest source of business that real estate professionals and really any service professionals, including dentists, doctors, lawyers, anyone who is a service professional, the number one source of business is going to be and continue to be their sphere of influence.
Absolutely. And so any potential way to activate that database and stay in touch with them is critical, because last year, Chris, 69% of home sellers found the real estate agent they worked with because of referral, or they had worked with them previously.
You know, to counteract that stat, though, only 22% of home sellers chose to work with an agent that they previously worked with.
And it's because we're not staying in touch with them all the time. This is something Chris calls omnipresent marketing.
Right. So what we want to do is constantly be staying in touch with our sphere of influence, with the people that we know, by running certain types of campaigns. Now, this type of campaign is a super effective one. And all we're doing is reminding people that, hey, we help people buy and sell homes.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if nobody tags a friend or sends a referral for this, because it's the nature of the contest is the promotion of the contest. That's the value, not the referrals or the tagging that you get as a result of it. So let me just show you an example. I'm going to show you an email here that, in reading through this email, it's going to provide the gist of this promotional tool. Yep. Right? I don't want you to get caught up in the details of, like, are you giving away a grill for every referral? Because no, we're not. We're running a contest. So let me read this and it'll help explain what we're doing. Hey, This month, Gary's giving away a brand new Weber grill. Okay. Every month I enter everyone who has sent me a referral into a contest for a featured giveaway, meaning I can't give a grill away to everybody who sends me a referral.
Nope.
But I could just enter you to win.
Yep.
Now, I might only have one person enter to win, and guess what? That person's going to win. But, if I have two people, there's a 50-50 chance, three people, a 50-50 chance. But remember, it's not about the giveaway itself. It's about being able to send this marketing message that they would care about. And they're like, oh, that's right. Gary sells real estate. Oh, yes. You know what? I had a real estate conversation with somebody. I ought to send them a referral. By the way, doing this email is not going to it's not like they weren't going to refer you anyway. Here's the thing. They just needed a reminder.
They need the reminder that, hey, as you come in contact with people who are talking about real estate, refer them to me. This is a huge reminder and an incentive. So
a referral qualifies as anyone you've been talking to that has expressed interest in buying a home in the next 12 months. The easiest way to refer me is just send both of us an email to do an introduction. Then there's some rules on the contest just so they know that, all right, when do I have to have the referral and when you're going to do that? And you'll be entered to win. Like I said, you're not actually compensating somebody for a referral. You're just entering them in a contest to potentially win. We also do an advertisement marketing to just our database. So it's not going out to the world. It's just going to our database, letting you know what that current featured giveaway is in a given month. Now, you can also, if you're like, oh, all right, maybe I shouldn't call it a giveaway. I could just do a tag a friend contest.
Sure.
If you've been talking to a friend about buying or selling a home, tag them.
Yep.
And tag me too.
Yeah.
And so then
that is an electronic introduction. Now you can reach out to that person.
Right. So to be able to run an ad on Facebook, for example, to just marketing to your database, you got to make sure you go into Ads Manager, make sure you go into the audiences feature and upload your database and create this ad specifically to marketing to your database. Here's why this is so important, guys. We're not just posting on Facebook. Mm-hmm. The mistake that people make is they think, oh, you're just posting this kind of stuff on Facebook. No.
That's an ad.
This is an advertisement going to our database, just like that email was going to our database. Because what this mechanism allows us to do is to send one additional communication via email, additional advertisement via Facebook directly to them, because we're uploading our list to Facebook, so that they're the only ones who are going to see this ad, which means I only have to spend $15 at the most for everyone to see it. But then I also get one more communication.
Right. You get to announce who won the contest.
Exactly.
And this is huge. So you're announcing there's a contest. You put a Facebook ad that directs that ad directly to the people in your database. Then you follow up with a picture of the person who won that contest.
So why is this so effective, Gary? Well, here's the thing, is when people see something here's the thing, you're marketing to people that you know.
Mm-hmm.
If they remember to refer you, they probably would. we got to remind them that we're available for taking care of business.
Yes.
But you can't do this. Here's what you don't want to say. You don't want to send people emails saying, "Hey guys, if you got a referral, send it to me. Hey guys, I'll take care of your customer." No, you gotta package it.
Yeah. You know, something you shared with me a long time ago is that you have to give, and then you can ask.
Yes.
So we need to give, and then ask for referrals. And these are great ways to give, very uncommon ways to give.
And so with this type of contest, maybe you can't do it every month. Maybe you can do it once a quarter. But that means you still get to send multiple emails during that time, letting people know, hey, just a reminder, my giveaway this month or the giveaway this quarter is X. And for each referral or each person that you tag me that you've had a conversation with recently, I'm going to enter you in to win. And at the end of this time, I'm going to do a drawing and pick from a blind contest from that referral bin or from that list of people who sent me a referral, one person who's going to win that. Yep. And you just have to repeat it. The key here is to continue to repeat this. This is not a one-time thing. You're going to find with most of the things that we're going to show you is that consistency
is the key.
It's Absolutely. What producers predict. In marketing, consistency is the key. In sales, consistency is the key. You cannot do something like once or a couple of times and expect to get results from it, right? Like that'd be like, hey, I send one email out and then, oh yeah, I should get lots and droves of business. No, it's consistency over time. It's like, every now and then when you show a buyer a home, every now and then they might make an offer on the first home they see, but it probably has only happened a handful of times in your career.
Only a handful.
You got to consistently keep showing them homes before they buy one. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is awesome. Kelly said, would it be cool to do a live drawing? You can do a Facebook Live.
Oh, that's very
and
nice.
Have the live drawing.
That's an innovation that we might have to do that one.
Yeah, that is great.
Kelly, thank you. We're always looking for all ideas to improve our own marketing, and I think you just gave us one. So I'm going to move on to the next campaign. We still have two more, and this next campaign is going to take a bit to cover. It's out of the four campaigns, Gary, I know this is your favorite. Yeah. Because I posed this question to Gary a couple of months ago. I was like, we were just sitting in the studio, just like we are today, except for we weren't live. And Gary and I were talking, and I was just thinking about like real estate. And I asked Gary, if your next meal depended on you getting a listing, what would you do? And this is what you came up with. And I was like, brilliant.
I said, I would market my move up program.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's a lot to this.
There is a lot to this. So be prepared. Take a lot of notes.
But good thing is we break it down to 3 steps.
Yeah.
So Gary, why don't you explain in detail what we're doing with this thing called the Move Up program? Yeah. Because when you talk about an effective campaign and why this works, this identifies who the right person is, gives them the right message, and through consistency at the right time. And that's the formula for effective marketing, sales, and marketing.
So let's take a look at this step by step. We're going to leave this slide up for a little bit. Take a snapshot, write it down, whatever you want. But step number 1 is you need to research your database and find everybody who has been living in their current home for more than 3 years.
Why 3 years, Gary?
Well, because, Chris, statistically speaking, people move between every 3 and 7 years right now. And so what we need to do is we need to make sure that when they start thinking about selling their house, who are they thinking about?
Well, we want to make sure they're thinking of us.
Exactly. And so we go through our database and find that. And if people are like, well, how do I find that out? Number 1, you have to have a database, and you can just use Microsoft Excel if that's all you got. You can use a Rolodex. I don't care. You got to have a database.
A database is simply just a list of the names of the people that you know.
Yes. And now if you're using a powerful CRM or database tool, there will be a field in there that will say home purchase anniversary date.
Gotcha.
And so what you want to do is you want to go through your database one person at a time and research in the MLS when they purchased their house. Then you put that date in there.
Okay.
And then, and so you do this for everybody in your database because this is really important data to have anyway. Right. Then what you do is you sort the people of everybody who has owned their house for 3 years or more.
Yeah, really important to have that date there, because another campaign that you send out is the home anniversary date campaign, right? So it's just a personal note. What do you send them?
I just say, hey, congratulations. You've been in your house for 2 years now. congratulations. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you.
Gotcha.
It's just staying on top of mind.
All right. So now we have that home anniversary date.
Yep.
We're finding people who have been in there for at least 3 years. Then what do we do?
Then we create a quick CMA, which should take you no more than 3 to 5 minutes. Create a quick CMA showing the estimated value of their home, and then you email it to them.
All right. So you're essentially showing them over this time frame, here's how much equity you've gained, right? Based on the average sale, based on the CMA, and then
which is really, really helpful for several reasons. Number one, most people have no idea what their home is worth. They think they do, but they really don't.
Yeah, we get that property tax assessment, and that's about it. And we always know that's either really, really high or
low,
really low.
Or sometimes it's accurate. But what I do recommend is that you send that out because of that. And then also, if you have a listing appointment with them that is procured because of this campaign, they already have the data that shows them what their house is worth.
Oh, interesting. So we don't.
So it's already they already know what it's worth.
Gotcha. So now we email out the same, but the work isn't done there. It's not like all of a sudden like, okay, business, please come knocking at my door, right? What happens next?
Well, then I need to follow up with a phone call, text message, and Facebook ads for my Move Up Home Buyer program.
Gotcha.
And so it's not just about offering them value by showing them what their home is worth and then targeting the people who are most likely to move. It's also about giving them an incentive to call me for a listing appointment.
All right. Well, let's specifically address what your Move Up Home Buyer program is, because now that we've done. So here's what we've done, right? First, we found the people who've been in their home for at least 3 years. Second, we've sent them a CMA. Now, in the CMA, attached to CMA is a letter or an email like this, because we have to not only say, here's what your home's value is we got to let them know of an offer, right?
Yes.
An offer of help, which is this.
The offer of help is that I have a Move Up program. And the Move Up program is if you sell your current home with me and buy another home within 90 days, I'm going to insert whatever your broker's language is here, rebate you 1% of the lesser of the two values at the second closing. And then the way you do that is that you have the title company or lawyer who is closing the transaction take 1% of your commission and apply that towards their closing costs.
Now, before I want to actually take the time to read this email.
Okay.
But what do you say to the naysayers who say, Gary, you're discounting your commission?
I'm not discounting my commission. What I'm doing is I'm offering an incentive for somebody to transact with me twice within 90 days. And it is when people very quickly calculate this. So Chris, if you sold your house and bought an $800,000 house, you're getting, let's say you sell your house for $500,000, you buy an $800,000, you're getting $5,000 of my commission back at your second closing.
That's a lot of money.
That's real money. So it's offering value there, but also it's a referral tool, which we can talk about in a second.
So let me read. This is the email that you would attach the CMA to, or if you're doing a printed version, you could print it out and say, hey, Gary, in viewing my records, it looks like you've been in your home for over 4 years. It's amazing how time flies. Out of curiosity, I took the liberty of running a market analysis on your home to see its current estimated value. You can see the analysis attached to this message. Did you know your home's value has increased by approximately 20% in the last 4 years? That's an $80,000 increase. Historically, people move every several years as we go through life stages. If you're thinking of moving in the next 18 months, I wanted you to know about my Move Up Buyer program. When you sell your home with me and buy another within 90 days, I'll give you a 1% rebate on the purchase of your next home. Are you curious about what's for sale? I'd like you to access my customized home search tools. Send me a quick message. Thanks. Love, Chris. P.S. If you have friends, I want you to listen to the P.S. here. This is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
P.S. If you have friends or family members who could benefit from my Move Up Buyer program, please tell them about it. Because of you, I'd be happy to make this program available to them.
Which makes them feel valuable and valued, especially if they send this on to somebody else and they are the reason that they saved money in selling and buying a house. They're the champion.
You know, it's very important when working to cultivate referred business. This is what we're doing. We're getting repeat business and referred business. Repeat business is I mean, mechanically speaking, repeat business is easier to come by. You just need to have the database of past business.
Yep.
Referred business is a lot harder. And the reason why referred business is a lot harder is we have to incentivize the referrals, but we have to do it in such a way that the person wants to send the referral, right? So what's a reason? Why does something like this work? Well, I feel good when my friend or family member gets to save that much money, right? So like I'm a winner. I'm being like a good friend or family member when I say, you got to work with Gary. You're going to save 1% when you sell your home. You got to work with him before you buy a new one. Like that makes me feel good to refer you. That's the best kind of referral mechanism that you can produce.
Absolutely.
So we send this out. Most important part of this too, I'm going to spend some time. Gary, maybe you could explain to people what you mean by the follow-up component. It's step 3, but how long would you stay in touch? How frequently would you follow up? I mean, what are all the mechanisms that give me a good action plan on how long you would do this, what you would do to be able to make this offer of help to people?
Well, number one is like if you're looking for a summer campaign that is going to reactivate your database, in my mind, this is the one that you use. Because it's a great time to go through your database, clean up your database, get the data that you need, and offer value to people right now, because right now people are starting to think about selling.
Gotcha.
And if they're thinking about selling, you got to be in touch with them. So number one is I would start this tomorrow. Number 2 is that I would run this campaign for 1 month, because more than likely you're going to go through your database and you're going to find that a certain percentage have owned their home for more than 3 years. And if you really bust it, you can get in touch with every single one of those in the next 4 weeks. And this should be your advertising marketing campaign right now.
Gotcha. So you make phone calls.
Yep.
And you can even just say, hey, I sent you some information. I sent you a market analysis on your home. I wanted to make sure you got that and to see if you had any questions, and talk about what you sent them. All right. And then let them know about the Move Up Home Buyer Program, and let them know that it's something that's available to their friends and family if those folks are thinking of moving. But you have to repeat the process, because, the first time you pick up the phone to call them, they might not answer.
Yep.
You might get a voicemail. You might have to leave a message and call again. You might want to send them a text message following up. You might want to send them a message via Facebook Messenger. And then definitely take advantage of the advertising platform, because here's what happens. We talked about that omnipresent marketing concept prior when we were talking about the giveaway contest. Well, this is another form of omnipresent marketing.
Yes.
Here's the difference, though, is that this is speaking directly as an offer of help, right? There's a very direct, tangible benefit. If I choose to work with you again, or if I refer a friend, they're going to have a very direct, tangible benefit. And so we want to also have this showing up more than just in an email, more than in voicemail, but even when they go to places like Facebook and those other places online, that they're seeing the same message consistently. Remember, we talked about consistency?
Yes.
It's a big deal, because you can't just rely on one shot to hope and get that message across. You've got to consistently repeat and over and over and over again. And an advertisement, using a tool like Facebook advertisement, means I can create the campaign once, say I'm going to spend $30 over 30 days, right? $1 a day is the minimum spend on Facebook, and know that it's always running in the background.
Yeah. Now, I do want to share that if you follow this program, we do have one coaching client who reached out to us and said, this was so powerful. She had 458 people in her database. She did this. She worked on this and contacted 5 of her clients, past clients or friends or family member, every day. And in 2 weeks, guess how many listings she had out of this program?
How many?
She got 4 listings out of this program just within the first 2 weeks. And she's still going through the program. She's like, this works. This absolutely works.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of reasons why. I think we explained it. Here's the thing. Give it a shot, right? Do a campaign like this, because like I said, when I asked Gary, hey, what is the one thing you would do right now to generate a listing if your next meal depended on it? And this is what he said. So very effective campaign. Now, I want to shift gears a little bit, Gary.
Yep.
And I want to share with you, this isn't a campaign so much as it's a tool for activating referrals and prospects. And I got to tell you, a tool that does the work of either activating a past client, or most importantly, taking a prospect or creating a prospect and having them turn into a client. That's extremely useful, especially when you can use a tool so that you don't have to do all the heavy lifting, like making lots of cold calls and so on and so forth. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And this is something that I absolutely love that you created, Chris, because when we first started working together, you said, "Hey, Gary, can I see a copy of your client welcome kit?" And my answer was,
"What's that?
What?" And so Chris created this client welcome kit that we can send out to everybody who's already in our database and allow them to share that with everybody else, and that we send out to prospective clients, because this is what we call an assumptive close. Is that as we have that first conversation with a prospective client, if we send them a client welcome kit, I'm welcoming them in as a client. I'm assuming that they're going to go ahead and work with me.
Gary, one of the biggest culprits of us not getting more of our prospects, whether it be an online lead, whether it be a referral that just for whatever reason never turned into an actual customer, is that in our mind, and we're guilty of this too, all of us are, is that we have a tendency to treat prospects and clients differently.
Why is that?
Well, prospects, they might not become a customer. So we're a little suspect of them becoming customers.
Oh, I'm just going to assume every prospect is going to be a client.
So here's the thing. Many of us make decisions like how we're going to spend our time, how we're going to spend our money, how we're going to communicate. I mean, Gary, you told me that how long does it take for the average real estate professional to return a phone call from a prospect?
If they call them back, it takes them on average, according to the National Association of Realtors, 24 hours.
Now, if a client calls you, you're going to respond pretty quickly, right?
Absolutely.
Right. But if it's a prospect, it's here's the thing. They are the same person, just at different stages of the buying, selling process,
exactly.
Right? So very important that we note that when we encounter people who are at the early stage of working with us, meaning technically they're a prospect, that if we start treating them like a customer early, then we will have more of those prospects become customers. And here's the thing. There's a lot of different ways to do this. One of the ways is to do the heavy lifting of all right, I'm going to have to spend a lot of time talking on the phone and going meeting appointments, or I can use a tool like this. A tool like this indoctrinates that prospect into the value and benefit of becoming a customer. Even if you send this out to past clients to say, I recently put together a client welcome kit. Since you're a past client, I wanted to make sure you had it because it's going to explain all the benefits and give you access to the value in working with me. Here's what it also does. If you know someone who's thinking of buying or selling a home, please pass on my client welcome kit. It's a great resource to help them. So it also becomes a tool of referral, right?
Tool of referral. Don't we need more tools that we can send to our past clients and friends and family so that they can refer us?
Many of these campaigns that we've talked about today, Gary, the Move Up Buyer Program, the referral contest, this client welcome kit, they are tools to referrals because we actually make it really hard for our clients to refer us. In fact, many of us don't stay in touch with our people who are in our sphere of influence, and we just hope that when they and somebody else has a conversation about real estate that they'll remember us and remember how to refer us. That's asking an awful lot of somebody. I'm just going to flat out tell you, it doesn't really happen. That's why many of us don't really get as many referrals as we could, because we just make it hard for people to refer us. We don't stay in touch. So we make it hard for us to enter into their field of consciousness when they're talking about real estate. And we definitely don't give them a good reason why to refer us. That's why that Move Up Homebuyer Program is such an excellent referral tool. Is it gives them a specific reason to refer us because they win when they help their friend or family member save money. Most of us just sort of feel entitled. I'm going to use this word. I use it delicately, but we kind of take those referrals for granted, right? We assume our clients will refer us because, heck, we took good care of them. We did a good job for them. The least they could do is refer us. Don't they know how hard I worked?
The reality is that they have other things they need to be worrying about every single day. And because of that, you leave their field of vision because they have other stuff to do.
2-3 years go by and you haven't done a really good job of staying in touch or giving them tools of referral. And guess what? You don't even enter into their field of thinking when they have a conversation. And lo and behold, let's say someone else has been working to build up that relationship. Now we're at risk of losing that opportunity.
And so, Anna says, what goes in this welcome kit? Good question, Anna.
Sorry, I got all excited about talking about tools of referral. Let me show you what's in this client welcome kit. first thing we've got to let people know, even if they're a past client or if they're a new client, a little bit about ourselves. I like to make this somewhat more fun because they know that we're selling real estate.
Sure.
So I like to introduce a bit of a personal dynamic there.
Yes, because they need to get to know who we are. Now, Brian Buffini used to say this, is that people hire you based on 2 criteria.
What's that? Well, they hire you based on character and competence.
And competence.
Because that's what creates trust.
Yes. And so don't you think the client welcome kit should have both? So what we're showing them here is, this is my character. This is who I am. Get to know me. And then the competence comes later.
Right. So we just answer a few questions like why Gary got into real estate, how long he's been selling real estate, where he lives, favorite restaurant, something that people don't know about them that would surprise them. And then we quickly shift gears into the competence. So we provide tools such as home buying resources. Get a current market report. There's a link to go get a current market report. Learn about the concept of buying power, a link to go watch a video on buying power that we produced. Learn about the hidden housing market, a link to a blog to go get that information. So we're just providing useful information that we think that as a home buyer that they would be interested in. In a few slides, we're going to also address the same concerns for sellers.
Yes.
But like I said, client welcome kit, we need to let them know that, one, here's some tools and resources for you. We have to give. Then we let people know what the advantages of working with us are. In this case, here's why they want to work with us when it comes to buying a home in the Austin area. We address our expertise, we address negotiation and our quick response time, and then we provide an offer of help. This is packaging up how we would take care of a buyer in a buyer consultation and turn it into a program. We call it a Home Buyer Direct Access Program. It includes market updates, private tours, buyer hotline, i.e. your cell phone.
Right? Buyer hotline is your cell phone. It's like... Right. Yes, I love it. So everything that Chris is doing here is, remember, differentiation. We're using different language like a home buyer direct access program. All that means is that they have direct access to you.
Right. So packaging up the services that you provide them as a buyer and calling it a program, it makes it more valuable, therefore making your time with them more valuable. Then we shift gears to the advantages of selling a home with us. And, if you were tuning in while we were talking about how you communicate with a home builder, the different ways you market a listing, same thing. We got to let our home sellers know the different ways that we're going to market a listing. So we address how we use online marketing, professional photography, and so on and so forth. We also want to provide some good home selling resources, because if someone's thinking of selling a home, we want to be able to direct them to resources that we've provided so that, not only will they get the help that they'll need, it also positions us as experts to them, because they're like, wow, only somebody who really knows what they're talking about when it comes to real estate would put themselves out there either in video or blogs or producing resources. So that's exactly what we give them. But we're not finished there. We got to make sure we make another offer of help, right? An expert home value analysis, comprehensive price, which includes a comprehensive pricing assessment, tips and recommendations of how they can increase their resale value, market updates on housing inventory changes, access to your priority hotline. By the way, we call this a listing appointment. Right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But, they don't know what
Changing the language on absolutely everything.
But we're not done there. We let them know we're going to send them reports every single month on different topics that are going to be either help them buy homes, sell homes, own homes, topics like home tech and design trends. By the way, this is our newsletter that we send out once a month. We're just setting them up so they understand the value that they're going to receive, and that our newsletter is valuable that we're going to send them.
Yes.
So we want to let them know what's happening. Hey, we let them know that we have referral contests, which we addressed earlier in one of the campaigns. We let them know that's one of the benefits. And we even let them know that we can act as almost a concierge of a sense by opening up our professional network of the people that we trust. So if they need a referral to somebody, that they just need to give us a call and let us know. And then, it's simple. We just close it up with a basic, here's how you get a hold of me. And that's what's included in the client welcome kit. And like I said, you're going to want to use this. Heck, as soon as you possibly can. Like, you got an email address, you want to send this out to them. Preface it with, hey, I wanted to introduce you and welcome you to client. Wanted to give you my client welcome kit. Please run through this and let me know what kind of questions. I'll be following up to see how I can best take care of you.
Yeah. Now, do you guys find this really valuable? Like, this is an incredible thing that you could send out to everybody in your database with that script right now in order to make sure that you're branding yourself appropriately.
Heck, you send this out, Send this out to your past clients, people in your sphere, and say, hey, I recently put together this resource. And it shows all the services that I provide. And whether you're thinking of buying a home, or more importantly, you probably know someone who is, please send this to them so that they get the help that they need. And then you want to get a really powerful way, couple this with your Move Up Home Buyer Program messaging on top of that and say, hey, when you send this out, let people know that I have my Move Up Home Buyer Program, and here's how they'll benefit. So you start to couple some of these tools together, and you get the magnification process for it. Now, a lot of people are probably saying, hey, man, can I get those templates that you were sharing?
I'm actually seeing this. There's tons of questions here. Can I get this? Where can I find it?
All right. So I'm going to show you right now how you can get these templates. We offer them for sale, but I'm going to show you how you can get them without paying for them directly. Okay. Our client welcome kit template retails at $597. In a few moments, I'm going to show you how you can get that for free. And then our builder program kit is also $597, but in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how you can get that for free. In fact, you can get both of these templates when you join our club for only $67. So you join our club, I'm going to give you access to these templates. What's the club, you might say? Our club's going to give you access to our real estate training library with hundreds of topics and solutions. It includes listing appointments, Facebook advertising, social media marketing. It's a training library for all real estate related so that you'll get all your training needs, questions answered, everything you need in one place. You're also going to get hundreds of downloadable tools, templates, and resources that will literally save you countless hours. Listing presentation templates, marketing plans, advertising templates, and even home buyer and seller guide templates. We've got every month you're going to get a digital marketing campaign also to help you ramp up your stream of leads. This is a value-based campaign that you provide. It's essentially like a newsletter, but on a single topic. And this becomes another tool of referral. Each campaign includes prospecting letters, emails, social media posts, ad templates, referral tools, everything you need to bring in more clients to work with. In addition to that, we're going to give you a marketing website with blog posts posted to your website for you every single month. Plus, there's landing pages to market listings and even for lead generation. This website is meant to complement your existing web presence by making it easy for clients to find you. It's not meant to replace your existing website. You're also going to get access to Gary, myself, and our entire team on 2 group coaching sessions every single month. You can get your real estate tech, sales, and marketing questions answered by Gary, myself, and our whole team, where we cover specific topics within real estate related to technology, sales, or marketing, and helping you thrive in your real estate career. And there's also a marketing suite that allows you to send emails through our system so you can automatically send emails and newsletters to clients and people in your sphere of influence through our marketing suite. You can easily cancel the club anytime, hassle-free, with no questions asked. There's no contract. There's no commitment. Now, when you sign up today for the club, in addition to getting that client welcome kit, in addition to getting that home builder kit template, you're also going to get our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program. It includes the templates and checklists. It's also $597 value. It's going to give you everything you need to use the Facebook ad platform. Advertising templates, checklists. We show you how to get repeat and referral business, just listed campaigns, open house campaigns, lead generation, messenger ads, branding ads, and a whole heck of a lot more. So you're going to get that client welcome kit template. You can modify it, make it your own. The builder program kit template, modify it, make it your own. And access to the Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program, all for only $67 a month when you join the club.
Absolutely. So all you need to do right now, Chris, is I just pulled up over in the chat section. There, the offer is there. It says claim your webinar exclusive offer. All you need to do is click on that sunset orange join club now button. That is going to, here's what's going to happen. That's going to take you to your specific link. There is no promo code. There's no discount code. We've built everything onto this one page that you're signing up on today. So make sure you do that right now, because we're about to get to our Q&A session. And at the end of the Q&A session, that Facebook Marketing for Real Estate bonus goes away. So make sure you go join. It's $67 a month. And by the way, for everybody who's clicking on that link to go sign up, I want you to listen this. By the way, Thomas said, I'm in the coaching club. Highly recommend you all join. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas, I saw you there earlier, and Thomas says, oh, I thought this was a coaching call. I'm glad I'm here, though, because he's like, oh, man, I just learned all of this. So head on over there, because here's what's going to happen. As you sign up, instantly, you are going to get a couple of emails from our system. If you do not see them in your inbox, check your spam folder. If they're not in your spam folder and you're using Gmail, check both your promotions and your social media tab, the social tab. So it may be in one of those. And worst case scenario, if something goes awry and you lost your email, all you have to do is email us at support@thepaperlessagent.com to get your login credentials. And Chris, they're going to get access to this instantly. Like I said, if you want to start any of these 4 campaigns immediately, you need to sign up, because you're going to get all of the know-how to do it today, and you're going to get the templates to be able to modify and send out today. So literally, you could start this right now. Let's see. Vita says, I'm a coaching club member. I do hope this will be available to me as newcomers. Great program. Thank you so much. Takai's here too. I'm a member, and second what Thomas said. So thank you so much, everybody. With that, Chris.
So we hit Q&A?
Let's do it. Okay.
Do we have a few questions?
We have a few questions. Kirsten says, what program do you suggest for the client welcome kit? So Kirsten, you're going to get this in 2 different formats when you sign up today. It's going to come in Apple Pages. No, I'm sorry. This one is
Keynote and PowerPoint.
See, I should just let him answer the questions. Keynote or PowerPoint, whichever one you're using, you'll download it. You're going to modify it. You're going to brand it as your own, and then you can save it as a PDF, and that's what you'll send out.
Yep.
Okay. Next question. Actually, several people had this question. Nancy and Jackie, is this a printed or email package? So, Chris, let me ask you a question.
Oh, the Move Up Home Buyer?
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question before. With the Move Up Home Buyer kit, the client welcome kit, anything that we're sending to these clients, is it printed or emailed? What is the number one thing you give your customer?
You give them what they want.
And so what if some of my clients always want it printed?
Well, then you print it out.
And what if the others want it emailed?
You email it to them.
There you go. So you give your clients what they want.
Here's another thing you can do, Gary.
What's that?
Just do both.
Ooh.
You know, like if you want to go crazy,
bam, bam.
If you want to go crazy, here's the thing. I think you should email it to everybody. You know why? If they're going to pass it on to somebody they know, what's the easiest way for them to do that? Is to like email it to the friend or family member that they have. However, it's also not a bad thing from a branding standpoint for yourself. Print it out on some nice glossy paper, right? Maybe go get it spiral bound or put it in one of those report type looking things like this, right? So put it together, and then you might even, if you wanted to go real cray, you could put it together in that report and hand deliver it.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, Gary, you could do that if you wanted to.
Yes.
You know, it might seem like, why would you do that? Because you'd be able to show up and be like, hey, Gary, I haven't seen you in a while, and I was in the neighborhood and I wanted to drop off my client welcome kit. I know you're already a client, but I just wanted you to know all the things and services that I provide. More importantly, you might come across a friend or family member who's thinking of buying and selling, and you can just pass this on to them.
And if you need more, let me know.
Yeah, you have to print another copy. You want more? I got a few in the trunk right now. Let me go get them. You know. Sorry.
All right.
But that's the thing is there's I mentioned this concept earlier, this omnipresent marketing concept.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I want you guys to take from that is that here's what omnipresent marketing is. It's almost like a mindset that we have to have in business.
Yeah.
Right. So here's what omnipresent marketing, here's what it feels like to be a customer who is receiving and sort of within your omnipresent marketing. So let's say, Gary's implementing omnipresent marketing really, really good for our business. And I'm just not me. I'm I'm somebody in your farm area or in your database. And here's what happens. I wake up in the morning, I go to Facebook and I see an ad from Gary.
Yep.
Right. And I'm like, oh, now I might not do anything. It's just like a little impression. Boom. And then I'm driving to work and lo and behold, I see a listing that has Gary's sign in front of it. Okay. And I'm like, huh. Right. No, I'm not like do anything. It's just a second impression. Right. Then I get to work and I'm like, I have my cup of coffee. I'm like, I think I'll check my personal email right now. So I open up my personal email and bang, there's Gary's giveaway contest. And I'm like, huh. Now, that, let's say that happens repeatedly, right? Once, twice a week, right? Repeatedly over time. What happens is that I'm always got Gary on the brain. So when I'm either actually thinking of buying or selling a home, who am I going to think of?
Ghostbusters.
I'm going to think of Gary Busters, right? And so, or here's another thing that could happen. I might have a conversation about buying or selling a home with a friend. And as soon as we start talking about real estate, I recall the advertisement I saw that morning or the email that I saw. And I'm like, you know who you need to work with? You need to work with Gary.
Yep.
You know what? He has this special deal for people that are friends and family members of mine to save 1%. You get a 1% rebate. Like now, that's how a referral takes place, an effective way of doing it. So this omnipresent marketing, however, in order to implement it, requires this mindset on our part of being everywhere at all times with what we do. So we just have to change how we're thinking so that we're not secret agents. Rather, we are marketing agents, right? So rather than always being below the surface of people's recollection, we're always on top. And so what that means is it's okay to email something out and then take the same content and put it in a different format like printed paper or putting it in social media and putting it out there, because people do not look at it as the same thing. For some reason, if I see a billboard for one thing and I see a social media ad for another thing and I see an email for another and hear a podcast for, commercial for another, I don't interpret that as like being blasted by the same thing. I just hear the consistent message and say, oh, I need to call Gary.
So and that's what I want happening. Absolutely. Okay, next question. Thomas says, great stuff here, working with builders now and need this to refine and fine-tune the process. Thomas, we're going to make sure that you get all of that stuff. I know Taylor's already working on that. So absolutely, Thomas is already a coaching client. Next, Adrian said, can you repeat the math on this program and the 1% rebate? Absolutely. So let me just line it out here.
I'll pull up the ad so it's easier to read for you. I'll pull up the advertisement.
Okay. So number one is this, if somebody is selling a house and buying a house from me within 90 days, I will rebate them 1% of my commission on the lesser of the two homes. Now, if you're looking for specific language of how to offer this to somebody, number one is I require that it goes into my listing agreement.
Okay.
I also require that I have a buyer's representation agreement. So I've got to have contracts with my client.
That's the fine print, so to speak,
that's
right?
the fine print. And if you're looking for specific language, talk to your broker or talk to a real estate attorney to make sure that you have it languaged appropriately.
Now, Gary, you actually put this in that term section in the provisions, right? Special provisions part of the.
It's in special provisions of my listing agreement. Yeah. And basically what happens is, let's say that, Chris, you sell a $300,000 house with me and you buy a $400,000 house. When you buy that $400,000 house, I am going to credit $3,000 of my commission to your closing costs.
Gotcha.
Now, this is what's important is, number one, you cannot legally anywhere in the United States collect that commission and then write them a check. You can't do that.
No. That would be bad.
That's bad. You need to make sure that it stays within the confines of that transaction.
Gotcha.
And I used to do this and I burned myself one time and I never did it again, is that what I would do is I would rebate it on the listing before they even bought the second house.
Gotcha.
Well, one client saw that as an opportunity and went and found a discount broker to buy their second house, and goodness. I already lost that money. So I always credit it to them at this second transaction.
Gotcha.
Okay. I hope that clarifies it. I know it can be kind of complicated. Like I said, you definitely need to work with your broker on this. I know not all brokers will even allow you to do this.
Why is that?
Well, because I believe that they don't want to become a discount broker, but if you explain to them, I'm not discounting, I'm rebating to clients who come to me over and over again. So it's about taking care of that. Next question, Vita says, how do you address discounted brokers like Redfin? I don't.
What do you mean?
Well, so many people are, so here's the thing, is I think so many people are so focused on competition. What is the competition doing? Now, is it good to be aware of what other real estate brokerages are offering in your marketplace? Yes, it's good to be aware because more than likely your clients will ask you about what that means.
Gotcha.
So Redfin, number one, there is a ton of misunderstanding of what Redfin offers and what they don't offer. So number one, get get information on the competition. And then if your client ever asks, the way you combat it is you need to remind them of the value that you bring.
Yeah, this is regardless of which other competitor it is.
It does not
here's
matter.
the thing. We are all fighting. What was that word? Differentiation, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are all fighting, trying to stand apart. It doesn't matter what they're mentioning, discount brokers, or why I should hire you over anybody else.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is, particularly if you're going to represent yourself and trying to get that listing, is that they think you're just going to put a sign in the yard, put it in the MLS, and hope that it sells. Like, that's what they think we all do, and that's all we do. It's so important that you have a property marketing plan.
Absolutely.
That home builder kit, that home builder program kit template is actually, we derived that from our listing presentation, from Gary's listing presentation. And in Gary's listing presentation, we show our home sellers, this is exactly what we're going to do. In fact, before Gary goes on the listing presentation, he sends them the marketing plan that we're going to use for marketing their home. Why would you send the marketing plan, Gary?
To differentiate myself and to show the client that this is what Gary does, and they start comparing me and judging everybody else. And so if they're like, oh, well, these other people aren't doing what Gary's doing because they already sent us the client welcome kit and the marketing kit, it's like,
Yeah. And even within that client welcome kit, it shows all the different things that we're going to do. And so, we put that into the conversation because it is important for us to distinguish, here's everything that I'm going to do, right? We're going to run a whole pre-launch campaign for your home. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come out here. We're going to get we need to prepare this home so that we can get professional photography. In fact, heck, we're going to bring out some videographer. We're going to do some video of this home. We're going to get some really great footage of it. And then I'm going to get to work. I'm going to build out a really awesome web page and landing page for your home. It's going to include photos. It's going to include videos. It's going to include a powerful description. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that landing page and I am going to promote it to the world on Facebook, on Google, on Instagram, on YouTube, every place where I can spend money to market your home. I'm going to, and I'm going to put it in all these different places. And you know what's going to happen as a result? There are going to be thousands of people who see your home, right? Thousands of people, in addition to who sees your home through the MLS and all the other syndicated things. New people are going to see it because I'm bringing them in to see that. So we just start to let people know a little bit about what we're going to do. And now they realize, wait a minute, the other person that I'm talking, they didn't even talk about any of this stuff.
They didn't mention this. So all of a sudden that breaks trust. And they're like, I trust Chris and Gary.
And also shows people what you're doing to earn the fees that you're working for. If you don't tell people what you're going to do, they're going to what? They're going to, like we mentioned at the beginning of this call, we fill the unknown with a little bit of fear and sort of the worst possible stuff, right?
And they assume that you're not going to do it.
Right. So take it from this guy.
Don't.
I'm going to do it.
Oh.
I'm going to do it. So Gary lost an opportunity to work with somebody who he played poker with for like 7 years, almost every week. And it's because why, Gary?
Because I did not show them everything I was going to do to market their home. I just assumed that they would hire me without even having to see the listing appointment and see my marketing proposal. And what happened is the next week I went to his house for poker and somebody else's sign was in the yard. So don't be Gary.
Don't do that. No. But lesson learned, right? Never made that mistake again.
Okay. Next question. Fernando says, can we purchase the campaign templates? Absolutely, Fernando. Here's what's going to happen. When you become a coaching client today by signing up on that link, I'm just going to put it in the chat section there. You are going to get all of those templates for free. You'll be able to download every single one of those today, and you'll be able to kickstart your marketing efforts whenever you have the time to sit down and just send this out to your database.
Yeah, you're going to get, when you join the club, you can get the client welcome kit template. You're going to get the builder program template. You're also going to get access to our Facebook marketing for real estate program. Now, remember, when you join the club, you're also going to get access to our training library with hundreds of topics on everything real estate related. If it comes to sales, tech, and marketing, we're covering it. Yeah. You're also going to get hundreds of tools and templates to be able to implement the same strategies that you're learning about implement them faster.
I'm going to ask you to do this. Will you show them when they log in what they're going to see?
Yeah, sure.
By the way, you're going to have to take over control of the screen again because I took control of the camera.
Oh, Gary.
All right, so stand by. Chris is going to actually show you everything that you get. Thomas said, just join the club. There you go. All right. If Thomas did it, you should do it too.
Okay. So, oh, you know what? Before I do that, Gary, I think I forgot to read one of our client stories from Teresa.
I love this testimonial from Teresa.
So Teresa says that I wanted to say, this is from one of our clients from the club. Teresa said, I wanted to say thank you to the Paperless Agent team. Thank you, Gary, Jordan, Chris, and the whole team behind the scenes. We actually tripled our income in 2017 over 2016. We sold over $9 million, all because we followed the PA plan. We started doing open houses and followed the sales activities and reignited our client contacts. We've been with another office for a long time, and we never had this level of marketing material. The saying goes, plan your work and work your plan. PA gives you the plan. You just need to work it. And thank you to everyone on the Facebook page who shares so generously. So that was just a little client story, but I wanted to show everybody what happens when you join the club and you get yourself logged in, is that you'll come to this dashboard page where you'll be able to see where you have access to all your programs. I'll just note a few of these. You see you have access to the monthly marketing campaigns in this card, access to your marketing website here, the marketing suite to send out emails is here, and then the club is where you'll find the training library. You'll also find that you have the home builder kit, client welcome kit, and the Facebook marketing for real estate program are all located as cards on this page. So you'll be able to search and find them. I'm going to access the training library, which is located under the coaching club, really quickly, so you can see everything that's behind the scenes there. Once we get logged in, you'll see that you go to the resource library. That's the training library. And we see that you can select to sort by topics. So we have all these, like I said, I think there's hundreds of sessions here. I mean, all going all the way back to 2013, I believe. And we've got so many different topics. You can get a quick synopsis of all the different categories. We've got branding, CRM, Evernote, Facebook, Instagram, lead generation, local market mastery, which is like geographic farming, marketing with online videos, new agent tips, online reviews, open houses, property promotion and marketing, real estate blogging, real estate prospecting, sales tips, social media marketing. I mean, on and on. There's so many different topics that we've covered. But I'll just pick one. Let's go here. We've talked about Instagram a number of different times. So you'll be able to go to that training library topic. You'll be able to click on there. There's lots of tools and resources, and then you can go through and watch the training videos themselves, which are located there. And so you'll see there's video instruction as well as a little synopsis below it. And then you can keep going through the instruction, and you can always just access the tools associated with that coaching set, with that training session as well. I'm gonna go back here. So there's always little resources that we produce. So for example, here's a PDF checklist of how to switch between a business account for Instagram and a personal account. So every time we do one of these training sessions, lots of resources created, checklists created for you, just to make it easier to implement. I know that's a big thing for all of us, is when we're trying to implement these strategies, these principles and practices that we're sharing with you, we give you the tools to do it just to make it easier.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you for showing everybody that, Chris. If you have not signed up, you've got a few more minutes before we end this live webcast. Head on over to the chat section. In there, it has the sunset orange button that says join club now. All right, so get that done, and we'll see you in the coaching club. Next question we have is Heinrich says, can the Move Up program be easily modified to accommodate empty nesters looking to downsize? Absolutely, Heinrich. It can be a downsize program. What you do is you just offer a rebate on the lesser of the two homes. So, Heinrich, I like the way you're thinking. You know, it depends on the market too. I mean, there's a couple of markets in the United States that are already in declining markets. And if that's the case, people are probably going to sell a more expensive home and buy a less expensive home. And so just modify it however you need to.
You know, another modification to that Move Up buyer program is to carve out a small niche and do it for, a particular neighborhood, for example, right? So that same concept behind farming. If you're really looking to own a particular neighborhood, and you're already making an investment of doing open houses in that neighborhood, maybe you're doing some postcards, maybe you're doing some mailings, maybe you're doing Facebook ads into that neighborhood. Maybe perhaps you're even mining the expired listings and FSBOs in that neighborhood because you're constantly there. And then, you might also want to offer that move up buyer program. I say that only if you're doing some of those other things, because again, you want to make it, this is not an offer for anybody and everybody. It's really just to the people who are so have some form of connection with us, friends, family members, people from our sphere. And if you've been farming a neighborhood very aggressively in that group as well. And it could also be the starting point if you plan on doing that as well. But again, I would start with your database, your sphere of influence first, and then gradually move out from there.
All right. Jackie says, okay, I did it. I'm in, listening to you two for a while. Looking forward to utilizing your tools. Welcome, Jackie.
Yeah.
Very delighted to have you here. Takaya says, I don't really know how long people in my database have lived or owned their property. What should I do? Go to the MLS, look up their address, and find out when they bought it.
Takaya, you know what? Here, I'm going to take a step back. One of the practices, one of the contact management practices that Gary has is to go through his CRM and look at individual contact records of his clients and people in there and ask the question, do I know this person? Right? What's happened in this person's life? Do I have accurate information on this person? Mm-hmm. Right? So you go through individual contact records because updating individual contact records produces an opportunity to reach out, right? Like you might find, you know what? Do I have the right Facebook account? Let me click. Oh my gosh, I don't. Let me friend them. Right. Or am I connected to them on LinkedIn? Oh my gosh, I'm not. Let me connect with them on there. Right.
Yeah. So, one of the things that we teach is database hygiene.
Yeah.
Because you can't really. So here's the thing. Your number one asset that you have as a business owner is your database, the relationships that you have nurtured over your entire lifetime. And so what you have to do is you have to have clean data and accurate data on all of those individuals in order to make sure that your messages, your offers of help, your branding gets in front of them. So you got to make sure that happens. All right. Marge says, woohoo, I am in. Welcome, Marge.
Welcome, Marge. Yeah. Thank you.
Linda also says you can go into the tax records through your MLS to find out all the information. Absolutely. Yep. I like going through the MLS and going into it. And because that's how I find out that they actually listed and sold their house with somebody else.
You know what? It might be painful, but it'll motivate you to stay in touch.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, There's nothing. It's like a knife in the heart. You're like, oh my goodness, lost a client to someone else, and usually you can, if you ask the question why that happened. Probably because you haven't been doing any of the things that we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
right?
Probably not. But it's really, really critical to make sure that you stay in touch with your database. That's why we offer you, as part of the coaching program, you get an e-newsletter to send out to everybody in your database every single month. We have professional copywriters write this. We send it to you. You take it. You email it out.
In fact, I had it on my screen here earlier. When you log into the website, you'll see that there's a card for the monthly digital marketing campaigns located right here. And those marketing campaigns, I'll just show everybody a quick example of what they look like. Well, I can't. I had it in the slide deck, and now I can't. So I would actually have to go digging around. All right, let me see if I can pull it up while we're talking here.
As you do that, I'm going to answer Tom's question. Tom said, in some of our markets, agents are not really offering commissions or only wildly low ones to buyer's agents. How would you handle the disclaimer? Or are you requiring a buyer's broker agreement? I require a buyer's broker agreement on everybody. And my mom was like, why do I have to sign this? It's like, because this is a requirement. And in fact, what I share with everybody, with my clients, is I say, in order for us to work together, my broker requires that we have an agreement. And I review it, and then all of a sudden it's a broker's fault. We sign the agreement. But yes, Tom, you absolutely have to have an agreement.
Hey, Gary, I just took a moment to download the monthly marketing campaign that everybody gets. And I'm just going to show everybody. So this is also included. There's a lot to this. So you get, one of the things you get is a PDF report. You can use this as a newsletter, right? So you can go through here and you'll see that it's professionally written, professionally designed. This particular topic for May was on 10 staging secrets from the pros for a quick home sale at top dollar. So you get a PDF report, right? There's also social media graphics. So here's one for, I think that one's for Facebook. Here's one for Pinterest, right? So this is to implement that omnipresent marketing campaign. Here's one for Instagram, right? So we're posting all of these with specific messages in there. So then you can download the support file, which is going to give you the text for you to attach to your social media images, as well as a complete implementation plan. So our team, and Jordan heads this up from our team, does a great job in organizing for you. This is exactly what you need to do every single month. You get a new campaign. This is how you implement it. Here's all the steps that you're going to cover. Here's the copy to include in the email. Here's the copy that you're attached to your social media images. And so every month you get a new one of these guys. Here's a cover email. Heck, in here, there's even a phone script that you guys can just use for staying in touch, right? So that's a campaign that you get every single month. And then if you want to make it a little bit easier on yourself when it comes to sending a part of that campaign out, is you just go into the marketing suite, upload your database, and you'll find that you can also send that newsletter from our marketing suite right here. So,
yeah, we make it so simple that all you have to do is upload your database, and then you click to send that e-newsletter to everybody in your database. It's super, super simple. And Greg had a follow-up question. Greg says, how do you modify this for your own branding?
Well, easy. It depends on which one. You either include this. So if you're using the e-newsletter from our marketing suite, there's an area to customize it, include your own information. If you're using the PDF report, there's also a section on there that you can customize it, depending on whether you're sending an email. So there's a lot of opportunities to do so, to customize it. In addition to that, we give you a marketing website. And here's an example of what that marketing website looks like. This is Gary's. And you'll see that we automatically post a blog post there for you every month. Here, it's on that same topic. It's just a more in-depth version of that article. We post this to you so that you can also use this in your follow-up. You know, put your name, put your information, brand it, make it your own. You can even add listings to it. And there's a bunch of also lead generation pages that you can use. And so it's just one more place. One of the things I always like to show is how if you search for Gary, then you're going to find that that page shows up right here, 1, 2, 3, number 4 on the Google search results. So it's a good place. Not just one more additional search result showing up on Google, and that's included when you join the club.
All right. So I just got a private message from Jason. Jason said, I'm in. Can you share with me everything I get? Chris, do you want to run through very quickly everything that everybody gets today?
So the first thing that you're going to get is the client welcome kit template. Remember, this is that template what we use to be able to send out to folks, to be able to turn more of those prospects into customers, and to give our past clients a tool to refer us with. So you're going to get this template. You'll be able to modify this. You'll be able to make it your own. You can add your own branding to it. You can add all your own information to it. In addition to that, we're going to throw in the builder program template. This is a tool for you to communicate and show how you stand apart from other real estate professionals so that you can go build a relationship with home builders and possibly market their listings, depending on the arrangement that you set up. Very important to be able to communicate how you stand, how you're different from everybody, so that you can take advantage of one of these 3 different ways to be able to work with home builders. You're going to get these templates, plus we're going to throw in our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program so that you can run those Facebook advertising campaigns, so that you can upload your database and craft these specific messages to be able to stay in touch and further get in front of more people. You're going to get all that when you join our club today for only $67.
Awesome. All right, everybody. I highly encourage you to click on that link, go see the page, sign up. There is no promo code that you need to put in. Go. Yeah.
I was going to say, do it now, because that Facebook Marketing for Real Estate, which is a real gem if you want to be able to do anything effectively on Facebook, it's going to show you how to use the advertising tools. You can market on Facebook for as little as $1 a day. Let us show you how to do that in that program. That program expires at the end of this. So sign up today so you can get access to that Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program.
And talking about the end of this, we're out of time. So if you are contemplating, if you're on the fence, Go click on that link and sign up now. It's $67 a month, and you can cancel at any time. And I wanted to say thank you for spending the last 90 minutes of your day with us. We highly cherish our time together, and thank you for your trust in us. Chris, thank you for putting this entire presentation together.
You know, here's, like we preface today's session with everybody, is that find a reason and overcome the mental obstacles or even sort of the logistical obstacles to implement just one of these campaigns. Now, I recommend you go after that Move Up Homebuyer program, but do something, right? You're here and you want to be able to make a difference. You're here, you're in the right place. So I already know just because you showed up that you want to make a difference. And so take one of these, give it a try, be one of our clients who report back to us a success story and send it to us. We want to hear it. So implement it. We'll see you on the next coaching session. We'll actually be on the first Wednesday of June, where we're going to kick off next marketing campaign, give you tips and insights, let you ask questions, help you figure things out, ask us questions about implementing these campaigns. If you can't catch it live, don't worry. It'll be recorded, put into the training library for you to be able to watch at a time that's convenient for you. But we'll also see you online and in the private Facebook group.
Take care.